Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.
Wasting another couple of years as a full-time degree program and then picking up one concept. If you can do a concentrated certificate program in a specific area, the skills that you would think you would want, and then you understand how to apply it, then it gives you a quick route to actually upgrade yourself and keep progressing in your career.
We at InsideIIM are currently talking to a lot of professors who are responsible for shaping up the worldview of students coming in from different walks of life. Times like these need students as well as teachers to make the necessary shift in their approach to learning. And we are trying to help you with understanding how they are making that change. Today, I have someone who has been an integral part of the Department of Management Studies at IIT Delhi and have been training young minds to shape their career for years. Professor Shveta Singh, thank you very much for agreeing to have a word with us.
Thank you so much, Paul. A pleasure to be here.
Tell us a bit about your journey with the academic world.
Paul, my career kind of followed my life circumstances. I married a fighter pilot right after doing my MBA in 1999. And soon after, we were posted at Pune, where I was lucky to have worked with 2 IT startups for around 4 years. After that, we got posted to Allahabad, where based on this corporate work experience, I was able to join the Indian Institute of Information Technology as a faculty. And this was really helpful because I got to apply all of the corporate learning I could into this management education. And I really enjoyed this experience. So to add to my academic credentials, I decided to enroll for a PhD right then. And in 2006, unfortunately, I lost my husband in a crash. And around 2010, I decided to apply to IIT Delhi so that I could give a better future to my son and to myself. And after joining IIT Delhi in 2010, there's been no looking back.
You have been an integral part of DMS at IIT, as we were mentioning earlier. Tell us a little bit about, your initial days when you actually went in there. What was the kind of pedagogy that you saw? It being a technical institute, was it a hindrance at any point when you started? How was it like?
So, of course, management education has changed tremendously since I was a student. And IIT Delhi is a different world altogether. The focus here is extremely on research, and as faculty, we are encouraged to carry our own personal research and consulting experience back into the class. So this was a dramatic shift from the typical classroom education that I was, erstwhile exposed to. And it was very exciting because the content that we created ourselves was what we were teaching and imparting to students.
Right.
And see how much they appreciated that. So it was a great experience and it continues to be one.
The methodologies that you must have used a long time back, when you started teaching, to now, the kind of, the whole shift, the paradigm shift that has happened. How do you think you as a person, you as a instructor or educator has to come up with new ideas every day to teach these students in a different way?
All the current problems that the world is facing are all multidisciplinary. Whether you look at climate change or cybersecurity or the rising population, it is very important these days. Everybody looks towards a specialization, all right, and that is fine. But it's very important to be able to link that specialization to the larger perspective, to the environment around you. So now it is very important for educators like us to inform the class as to how the technical aspects or the specialized aspects that we are teaching connect with the larger picture, so that they can see the application, they can appreciate the application, and they actually do something that is targeted towards solving these extremely complex problems that the world is facing these days.
Professor Singh, I've been talking to a lot of professors and students for over a few months now, and there is a line of doubt in the mind of students right now that whether they should go for for an MBA program at all at this point in time. So looking at these times, what are the kind of things that students should keep in mind, when they decide on roping themselves up for an MBA program at this juncture?
So, Paul, I believe that there are two essential skills that anyone should possess in order to do well, whether, it's a management field or any field. Those skill brackets would be people skills and number skills. So an MBA program is uniquely designed in such a way as to impart these two essential life skills to any student. Most of the other programs are focusing on either one of the two. For example, finance as an area is both behavior as well as a lot of technical aspects. So it kind of cuts across these two essential skills that people look for. And that is why I always suggest that everyone from whichever background you have should have, say, an education or a basic education in something like finance, because it is an essential part of everyone's daily lives.
How effective do you think specific certification programs become at this juncture?
I think a generalist MBA, which everyone does, is a good background to have, is a good foundation to have. But things are evolving at a very rapid pace, and you need to keep upskilling yourself all the time. You need to keep learning all the time. So instead of wasting another couple of years as a full-time degree program and then picking up one concept, if you can do a concentrated certificate program in a specific area, the skills that you would think you would want, and then you understand how to apply it, then it gives you a quick route to actually upgrade yourself and keep progressing in your career. So I think such specific tailor-made programs are very, very useful for not just freshers, but also for working professionals.
On that note, Professor Singh, I would like to know a little bit more about the certificate program that is currently active on the learning platform upGrad in finance for non-finance executives. Tell us a little bit about what that program exactly is, because you're part of that program as a faculty, and what should students expect in that program? How much of the IIT Delhi experience do you think you will bring in through this program for them?
So as the name suggests, this program delivers basic financial concepts to any non-finance executive who makes decisions. So aspects like cost-benefit analysis, evaluating investment decisions, understanding costs and their behavior, even demystifying financial statements, budgeting, tracking expenses are just some of the topics that we are covering. And the main objective is to allow all functional areas to deploy this financial management thinking and to help them make sound decisions. So doing this course, I believe, would completely change their perspective and add the essential skill of managing money in their repertoire. As I said earlier, finance is the bedrock of all decision making. Whatever decision you make, you always conduct a cost-benefit analysis. So if you can understand these concepts and learn to apply it, your decisions would become more efficient and effective. And in terms of the IIT Delhi experience, well, this course is being taught by 3 professors who are carrying around a century of teaching and research experience among us, so which we bring to the class. And the entire material and methodology that we are using is the same that we use for our very own students.
Given the times that we are living in today, if you have to look back and tell me about 3 things exactly what has changed in the world of finance, and how do students tackle those changes now more so than ever, because now the world has changed, the finance roles have also changed.
So Paul, even though the basic tenets of financial management remain the same, and they would continue to remain the same, some new areas that are now coming in, which students are looking forward to learning. One aspect is definitely a lot of mathematics, a lot of programming that is going into studying stock markets, for example. So at Wall Street, we are using genetic algorithms, we are using neural networks to try and predict stock prices, and also it's become more technical in that regard. So a lot of technical IT specialists are now moving into these roles. The second emerging area is that of behavioral finance. Now we are starting to see how even in the basic investment choices we make or the way we manage our companies, behavior is playing a key role. And again, the amalgamation of psychology into finance. So again, the understanding of behavior and how it affects different kinds of people in making different decisions. So that's another aspect that's doing very well. The third aspect would be governance, because these days across the world, after the spate of frauds and accounting frauds, etc., that happened, that rocked our world at the beginning of this century, countries across the world have become very, very conscious about how companies are being governed and whether the numbers that you put out in your financial statements are actually true or not. How can you verify that? And a lot of measures have been put into that. So the focus has now shifted to the top. And now we have the board, which is completely responsible for any material information that's being sent out. So I think governance is another huge aspect that companies would now focus on.
Do you think it's a good time to invest in education right now for students who are going through maybe tough times, who are not sure about their choice at this point in time?
Paul, I know it's a very tough time that all of us are living in, and to be able to invest a sizable chunk of money into getting an education would be a difficult choice for many, especially people who have lost their jobs or are facing some kind of financial distress. But let me tell you, an education never goes waste, never. And this is perhaps the best time for people to upskill themselves, because either their current workload would be low because of the ongoing pandemic and the lowering of economic activity across the world, or they are staying without a job. So this is the right time to actually upskill yourself.
Professor Singh, this is kind of a personal question. Once this entire lockdown situation started last year, all of a sudden, all of your fraternity had to go down to, the basics of how do you actually make sure that the education is imparted to students in an online mode as effective way as possible. From there to now, where we see that there's another lockdown scare that's going to happen. Students might not come back to the campuses very soon. What has been the learning like for you guys, and how is that learning going to transfer to an online MBA program or a certification program that you are going to be part of?
So Paul, it was very challenging for us in the beginning because IIT Delhi was never online. All of our MDPs training programs were always conducted on campus, and we believed in that one-on-one, personal, physical learning. We never thought that we'd be teaching online, but every day you learn, and I think this pandemic has taught us also a lot of things. So we were very hesitant when we started off with this online mode. Over the past 1 year, I must say that all of us have grown into it, and we have started to see the benefits of using this model as well. And this has led to a different shift in the way that IIT professors used to think. And now we are going to adopt, we have decided that even once this pandemic is gone, and I hope it's gone really soon, we are going to be adopting this hybrid mode of teaching going forward as well. Also, another major shift that has come is that IIT, for the first time, IIT Delhi has started this online continuous education program setup, where we are now partnering with organizations like upGrad, and we are trying to get our content and reach out to people across the world. So this first program that's ongoing right now has been able to attract people from US, UK, and this is the first time that we've had international participation so easily coming through these online mediums. So I think it's been a great learning for all of us. And I think that this kind of mode is now here to stay.
Making an informed choice by learning, making an informed choice by knowing every aspect of the coin is something that students should definitely look up to. And this is exactly why we make videos for them. And this video is one such attempt to give them that perspective. If you are interested in the certification program that IIT Delhi and upGrad in collaboration are providing, then you can check out the link in the description below. Thank you again, Professor Singh, for this conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.